don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period. Hi, this is Trepacer, and Saturday I want to continue my tradition of reviewing 2 movies for you. Welcome to 2014. I'll still be doing that. I have 2 movies here that I'll be reviewing. We Are the Millers and We Are the Millers, excuse me, and Percy Jackson Sea of Monsters is a sequel to the first movie. So let's go with We Are the Millers first. Okay, and I have to give credit to Ali Walker, great fellow YouTuber who told me she bought this movie. See, that's a great lenticular cover. There you go. And she told me this was a good movie and one of her updates, and so I bought it. And anyway, this one stars Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston, Emma Roberts, and what's the other guy's? The young kid's name? Will Poulter. Okay. Basically, this is a story of David Clark, played by Jason Sudeikis. He's a pot dealer. Okay. Basically, he works for Brad Gerlinger, played by Ed Helms, and he lives in this apartment, house. He's single, lives in this apartment house. Okay. Also in this apartment house lives Rose O'Reilly, played by Jennifer Aniston. Okay, who's a stripper. Okay, and the downstairs neighbor plays Kenny Rossmore, who's played by Will Poulter. Okay, one day a young girl is being assaulted across the street, and of course Kenny, who's kind of naive, and tries to interfere and help them. And of course, he's about to get his ass kicked when David goes over to basically rescue him. And in the course of rescuing him from the street thugs, he basically gets robbed of all his pot and all of his money. So of course he has to tell his boss Brad that he got ripped off. He tries to avoid him at first, but of course he gets eventually caught and brought to his place, and he's told him, "Listen, I got ripped off. I wasn't trying to avoid you." Okay, so well, listen, you want to make this square with me? You can be my drug mule. You go down to Mexico, you pick up this squitch and a half of marijuana and bring it back to me, and we'll call it square, and plus they'll give you a finder's fee. Okay, so he's trying to figure out how to do this and not get noticed, because he figures if he goes down to Mexico, of course, single man going down to Mexico, of course he'll get caught. Okay, but so he comes up with a great plan of having a family. He'll rent an RV, and he has to get a wife, a son, and a daughter, and of course, being a family, going down and up and down out of Mexico, he won't get stopped, basically. So he figures, so he has to basically get a family, and he approaches Rose, who they kind of have a this bickering relationship. Like I said, she's is a stripper, but she's behind in her rent in the apartment building that they live in. Okay, and like I said, Kenny is a sort of his mother sort of leaves him at home. Basically, he's on his own, a lonely kid, kind of naive to the world. And then, of course, he gets him, and then also, he's looking for a daughter, and he gets Casey Matthews, played by Emma Roberts, who's like a runaway who basically hangs out at bus stops ripping off coin machines. Okay, so he promises them each money. To go down there. We're going to go down there as a family, of course, and then we'll get the RV. Fly down. Grab the RV and fly to California, get the RV and ride into Mexico, pick up the pot and come back. Of course, in the course of doing this, they meet another family. The Fitzgeralds, played by Nick Offerman and Catherine Hahn, and also Molly Quinn plays their daughter Melissa. Okay, and let me just first say this movie was freaking hilarious. I absolutely love this movie. It's basically, it's predictable, and you can pretty much figure out what's going to happen in it. This family, this fake family, sort of bond together, but it has great comedic moments with it. And I think Jason Sudeikis is just one of the best comic actors ever. He's great with the one-liners and the sarcasm. And Jennifer Jennifer Aniston is good too. Like I said, she matches him with, with the comebacks, and then they'll insult each other. And of course, Emma Roberts plays the surly runaway, of course, and Will Poulter, who plays the naive kind of son, he's good too. Like I said, it's exactly like how you figure would happen. Like I said, they on the way there and the way back, they sort of bond, through all these comedic situations, and the humor is extremely funny in this movie, and it had me cracking up in a lot of different spots this movie, and it's real. And they had good chemistry. All the actors had good chemistry together, and also Ed Helms is a real dick in this movie. He plays, like I said, the boss, the head drug dealer who sends him down there to get the money, and he's a real dick. Okay, but he plays it very well. Okay, and then I love you got Nick Offerman and Catherine Hahn, who plays the Fitzgerald, another couple that's in their RV with their young daughter, who they meet along the way, and they kind of interact with them a lot, and those situations are equally funny as well. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. It's probably one of the funniest movies I've seen. Okay, and thank you, Allie, for recommending this movie. It was really, really good. And I'm going to give this movie, usually I don't give comedies a rating this high, but I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 because I really, really enjoyed it. And also, they have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of the outtakes, and it's absolutely hilarious on this Blu-ray, on the special features and stuff. Is absolutely hilarious. You got to watch it. I definitely give this We Are the Millers one of the funniest comedies I've seen. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, now the next movie I'm going to talk about is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Of course, this is a sequel. Okay, and these are based on the books. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief was the first movie, I think, and this is the second movie, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Okay, of course, he brings the whole cast back. You have Percy, played by Logan Lerman, Annabeth, played by Alexandra Daddario, who I said should be Wonder Woman, and I still think that way, but what's done is done. You have Brandon T. Jackson as Grover, okay, and you also have Luke, Jake Abel plays Luke, okay, and you have a couple of new people in this movie. You have Levin Rabin, that's her name, Levin Rabin, she plays Clarice, okay, and you have Anthony Head in here as Chiron, and you have Stanley Tucci in here as Mr. D, okay, and this movie basically, Nathan Fillion is also as Hermes, okay, and basically this movie opens up with like a flashback of young Annabeth, young Grover, young Luke, and young Talia running through the forest, and of course young Tyler basically sacrifices himself to save her 3 friends, okay, and as a favor, for seeing her sacrifice, they say Zeus made her a living tree, and that tree had a protection thing that would protect this Camp Blood. Is it Camp Blood? Not Camp Blood. Not Camp Half Blood. That's what I said. Camp Blood. That would protect the half. Protect Camp Half Blood from any forces trying to get in and harm and protect it basically from the outside world. Okay, and basically this movie starts off when Camp Half Blood gets basically the barrier that protects it from gets torn down. Okay, and basically and the tree that protects it, of course, is dying. Okay, and basically Percy, Annabeth, Clarice, and he meets another half brother of his called Tyson, who's a Cyclops. They basically have to journey to the Sea of Monsters to retrieve the Golden Fleece, to help save the I guess you call it the Thalia tree. That's her young friend who became part of the tree that protected Camp Half-Blood. They have to get the Golden Fleece and put it on her so that way she would magically heal, and then Camp Half-Blood to be protected like it always was. Okay, and of course they have to fight against Luke, who you thought died in the first movie, but he's back, and he wants the Golden Fleece, but he wants it for a different reason. He wants it to bring back Cronus, who was actually the father of the gods, who was actually slaughtered and put away, because Cronus used to basically kill his children, and then his 3 powerful children, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades got together and destroyed him and banished him to below Tartarus, I think that's what it's supposed to be. And basically, like I said, Luke is basically he wants revenge, so he wants to resurrect Cronus to to kill the gods and take over the world. And basically, this movie is Percy, Annabeth, Tyson and Clarice and Grover trying to get the Golden Fleece and stop him. Okay. Now this movie, like I said, I never read the book, so I can't comment on the changes to the book. But this movie was just okay to me. It wasn't. The script was kind of, okay. Wasn't nothing that actually grabbed me in this movie. I'm trying to put it. It was a decent movie, okay, but nothing that stood out and grabbed me. And I think they wasted Stanley Tucci's character. He's supposed to be Mr. D. He's supposed to be I guess the counselor, head counselor there, and he's basically there just for comedy. And like I said, the script I think was, like I said, it's basically them trying to stop this guy from getting, resurrecting Cronus, but it just seemed like it was lacking a little something. Like it didn't have enough oomph. Okay, I guess that's the word I'm trying to. Didn't have enough oomph for it. It was a decent movie, but not the best. Not, like I said, I think a better script would have worked better. Like I said, I don't blame Logan Lerman. I think he's a good actor. He proved that he's a good actor, and he does the best he can with the material that he's given. Okay, but I think it could have been better. I think the script is kind of weak to this movie, but it's a decent movie. It's not the best, and I don't know. I think compare it to the first movie. It's okay, but I don't. I think I like the first movie better. Okay, but this movie is decent. Okay, like I say, if you're a big fan of the books, like I said, I can't speak on it because I never read the books. But like I say, it was a decent film, and hopefully the way it ended, they're gonna make another one. And hopefully, if they do make another one, I think they can get a better script for it, and then that, you keep saying, okay, I have no problem with the actors in this movie. I thought all the actors were decent in this movie, but I just think the script was lacking. Okay, it was nothing that grabbed me, despite like. And then I guess this is my personal preference. Not having any of the god characters in this movie, I think, kind of hurt it a little bit. That not having them in the movie, I think, kind of hurt it a little bit. I don't think it could have been better. Maybe if they'd included some of the gods in it. Okay, just because I love the Greek mythology and love the whole gods and stuff. So, but it's a decent movie, not the best. I would give this a. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 7. No, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because I think the script is kind of weak. I'll give it a 6.5. The first movie I would give a 7 to. This I give a 6.5. Okay, just to be perfectly honest, 6.5. Okay, and like so hopefully the third movie they'll get a better script because I think the actors are decent. Just the script is underwhelming. I'll put it that way. And anyway, this movie, Wheel of Mills, I absolutely love this movie. I'm gonna give this an 8. It made me laugh, and it was Jason Sudeikis was great, and they had good chemistry between him, Jennifer Aniston, Emma Roberts, and Will Poulter. They had, like a real bickering family. They were really good, and I love Catherine Hahn in this, and they had good. And Ed Helms was great in this too. So again, 8 out of 10 for this. Okay, so let me know if you've seen these movies. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trepacer saying so long and take care.